So the goal of this live stream is to see if we can't make it more transparent, or not even transparent, but to invite people into the thought process of uh, building product at a certain stage. So the experiment here, and this is an open source product, this is called the Bitcoin Transcripts Registry. And where we're at in particular is designing the wireframes for the landing page. We've already done product and user goals for this. And specifically here, we're exploring how to, which of these elements for the landing page we can proceed with in the final or close to final versions. And so to get there, I've already had my team, my peers think through what they've seen. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to think through it. So one thing that's really important to me here, building the registry, is, and I'm assuming that the watcher here understands a little bit of what the registry is that at least on the landing page, I want people getting into transcripts. So it's really this two things. One is getting into transcripts, and two is contributing reviews. And so building proof of work in Bitcoin. And I really like a few elements here for that. I like this element here, and I like these elements here as well. And one thing that matters to me is making it easy to, maybe I'll just write this down. And some of these things are, oh, I can't. I don't seem to have editing status here. So I'll fix that. But yeah, I know I'll do. I'll just, let's see. I'm just going to use a different product here. I'll jot my ideas down. Okay, let's hop into our FigJam. Typically, I like to use Miro, but our designer started working in FigJam, and that's totally fine. So we could start thinking about things here. Let's see now. Let's create a new one. Let's create a new frame. Let's create a new frame. Again, I typically use Miro, and also it's important to be able to adapt to new products because the product is not the point. The point is tools of the craft, and FigJam is just one of the tools of the craft. This is, let's just call it landing page. And we've already articulated some of these things. I just want to rethink them for myself now that I see this in front of me here. I just move the front so that I can see myself. Let's see. All right, perfect. Okay, so here are the three ideas, and the instructions to our designer was to create 3 differentiated enough landing pages, and this was at a point where we had several iterations of or working sessions where, and it's not always easy to get here, where the designer understands well enough what differentiated enough means, and here that is mostly the case, and already internalized enough of what the product is to get how to build and get there, and also understands the product goals enough to do that. So all I'm doing is taking a step back and writing this out for myself, and I have this written elsewhere. I just want to do it again. So the goals are to um, surface. I guess those are the organizational goals. So there are both, and these are different things, right? There are both. Let's just call them product or organizational goals. My superpower here is product organizational goals, and then there's user goals, which is what's or jobs, user goals or jobs, right? What does the user want to get out of this? For organizationally, I want to surface canonical transcripts. In the same way that there are canonical pieces of literature in the world of Bitcoin, let's say Mastering Bitcoin, there's also canonical scripts. I am not uh, learned enough or experienced enough to know what those are. I just have a professional intuition that there are some that, let's just say, anyone interested in building with Bitcoin should probably know about. And arguably, there are non controversial, and I'm not saying because there are controversial things in Bitcoin, I'm just saying that there are probably agreed upon non-controversial transcripts that should matter. So on the product goal, I do want to surface some canonical transcripts, and I do want to inspire or get people to provide transcript reviews. And on the user side, and also we want to celebrate reviewers, editors, maybe. Just call them reviewers, and also canonical transcripts. People provide transcript reviews, celebrate reviewers and editors, and also surface recent transcripts that have just been added in. Maybe another one is to help clearly articulate the product goal. User quickly understand what the product is and how to navigate it. Those are me rehashing goals that already have existed written in another document. And then user goals are find a specific transcript, scripts, or jobs. I guess a job is help me. I want to, I know there's a structure to jobs to be done, and that's okay. However, help me get more informed, knowledgeable, learn a specific topic, or help me, I guess, discover potentially interesting topics, or not even topics, transcripts, right? Potentially interesting transcripts, yeah. Find a specific transcript, transcripts, interesting transcripts, and then help me learn what kinds of topics and authors exist in the ecosystem. Like these are the fundamentals, right? Find specific transcripts. I mean, another one is help me understand what Bitcoin transcripts is, obviously, right? help understand what Bitcoin transcripts is. Just going to vet this against our product strategy documents. And let's see now. So this is the strategy document. Let me just see how out of date this is. Oh, it's not. Okay, so product and organizational goals. Invite users to learn about why this product is magnificent. Actually, that's a really important one. Is I think the word selfishly is applied here because we do stand on the shoulders of Kanzur and Brian Bishop and others who really built this archive that we have inherited and continue to support. So it's also help educate about the, or not help educate about the history of the product. Mm-hmm. There's some things that make sense on the product level, but not so much landing page level. Again, this is more on the product level or a specific element of the product. This is a process goal, and here I'm experimenting with what that looks like. Yeah, in terms of user goals, and these are vetted by people that have used the product in the past. And we do some light and ongoing testing throughout this building process, both with users and stakeholders. So again, navigate to specific transcripts, read the transcript, obviously. That's further down funnel, right? Downstream of the product, not the landing page. Search, easy. Again, in my own language, transcripts. So there's this like discover, right? Like dive into a specific topic. So yeah, so these are the goals that we're playing with, and if I think about what we have here, then transcripts. I mean, the landing page really exists primarily to solve this goal, right? That's the most important thing that I'd want to see addressed. This I'd see as cause we're solving this already with the search feature. It's just not in the mockups here. So discover potentially interesting transcripts. That to me, we can solve with the landing page. I guess another one that we're technically solving with the landing page is in the, I guess, in the footer, so it doesn't really matter. And other places is who is behind this project, and who is behind this project. How can I get involved is another one, right? How can I get involved? Okay. Cool. Okay, so let's assume that these are some of the things that matter. Not assume. Let's realign on that fact. And then here, what I'd say really matters is this one. I'm a bit of a stickler for knowing where things come from and why it matters. So this transcripts reviews, I'd say that that's not so much a secondary goal as much as it's like a parallel goal, maybe, if that makes sense. editors, we can do it. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's go back to what here. So Bitcoin evolves through meaningful conversations. This copy could obviously be changed. Mhm. We'll have something like this in the footer too. I kind of like this for the Bitcoin Dev Project website as a whole, as opposed to um, here in particular. So I'd want to see this somewhere here, especially replacing the scrolling elements. Um, I think it would serve very well as a feature enhancement to V2. There's something to this like listicle model where this really doesn't click too much text, wall of text, right? Yeah. And then that's kind of the question again, like what are we trying to do? Quickly explain what is the product and get people into transcripts, right? That that seems to matter. And then so what is the product? What is the product? What is the product? What is the product? So we have the current. We have the current definition of the product here. Let's just move this down here. Like these almost Bitcoin archaeology, where it's like these two are not transparent, no fill, red. This one is, let's send you back. These two are features, not features, but sort of value props, right? A treasure trove of transcripts. Like one thing that really stuck out with me as an idea or the value prop of this product and piece of work is that it it unlocks, right? It unlocking the technical knowledge, unlocking technical. So this is a bit of copywriting, right? Technical knowledge behind the most important Bitcoin conversations. Something there, right? So what if that wow was somewhere here? I mean, Bitcoin evolves through meaningful conversations is a sexy hook. It just doesn't. I'm not critiquing the copy. The copy was written so that there was copy to be critiqued, right? I'm deeply interested in copy that clearly articulates what a product is. Yeah. So so or maybe it's let's see. Let's just keep fuddling here. Treasure trove transcripts associated. I mean that could be trimmed. Treasure trove for Bitcoin and Lightning. What about this for technical Bitcoin and Lightning transcripts? What about something like that, or maybe something like? And here I'm just like carving with words, trying to get at the core and essence of what really is behind the product, right? It's not it's not so much the community or the archaeology, right? Because those are the means to what this is about. This is more this unfreezing, unlocking, making useful. Because as I heard Jonas say once, like he mentioned the unlocking idea, and what matters for me is having it do what for people, enabling them to learn, to consume, to search, to work with, to make feasible, to play with, hmm, to make meaningful, to process, to unlock, to unfreeze, to. I mean, it's kind of this is mixing something that I heard from another one of my colleagues in the past to make them work harder, enable transcripts to work, or rather, Bitcoin Bitcoin related video and audio content to work harder. Ecosystem. Again, this is just different ways of looking at the or feeling the elephants, right? Uh, Different maps of the territory that through this iteration we sometimes get to a more fulsome, useful hook, right? And description. Treasure trove of transcripts associated with Bitcoin Lightning Network. Um, Actually, there was if I'm not mistaken, there actually was a. Let's see. If I'm mistaken, Brian Bishop actually. hmm I don't know if this is the right one, but I think Brian Bishop actually. I'm not sure. Um, there are many arcane topics talked about only at these conferences, right? You can only learn about them by attending. hmm I'm just skimming this here. What's funny? What about machine learning for speech recognition? Right? Is we're kind of using this model as an input and then using reviewers or enabling humans to provide proof of work by editing these reviews, right? Mm, anyway, that was a potential idea that not result in many germinating ideas for me. It might have been the wrong transcript, but I know that there was one. And so of unfrozen, dive into the database of unfrozen. That won't make any sense. Of you unfrozen words in the form of transcripts. I don't love that. That's fine. I don't love that at all. Dive into, enable, real, explore, right? The treasure trove of technical Bitcoin and Lightning transcripts. What if it's just Bitcoin transcripts registry? Or database, warehouse, data lake. Right, as like the title. What does that do? What does that give us? It's just so simple. It's just I kind of love it so much. But it's only because I'm not coming up with anything more sticky and poignant, which usually I'm good with, and sometimes not. So what I'd be doing is I'd be toying with this idea, like how do you, because copy, I've heard this said many times, and kind of is the foundation of UX, where back in the day, where copy and the skeleton of copy is the foundation of what we're trying to create, and then the design and the skeleton, the meat comes after. And so here I'm trying to crack the copy so that the design can wrap around it, and enable it to breathe life into the user's experience with the product. So that's it for now. To be continued.